So I'll just give it a minute, see if anyone comes in. But fly lizard, so when you're coming into your lizard pose, you can have a go at, and I'll talk you through it, but you can have a go at sort of shuffling your hand on the outside, bringing that foot in towards between the arms, and then leaning the weight forward, letting that foot go underneath the chest. And as you lean forward, hopefully lifting that back leg off. It's
right. Okay.
You don't have to do it. You can just stay in your version of lizard. But I really like lizard pose. There's so many different things that you can do in it.
Yeah, I find it very hard because of my lack of hip flexibility, but I'll give it a go.
That's it, exactly. Be careful. So in that situation, maybe just stay in the traditional lizard. You can always come onto the forearms. There's quite a lot you can do. Oh, Lauren's coming. Brilliant. Yeah, I think we'll let this person in and then we'll make a start.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Shabnam. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you, or not to see you, but it's good to hear your voice.
It's been a while. I will put the camera on, but
no, whatever you
have declined today.
So we're gonna make a start. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute everybody anyway. Here we go, and I'll keep an eye on the screen just in case someone comes in. Blimey, really getting a bit hot from that lizard pose. It's quite hot in here anyway. All right, fabulous. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by coming into child pose and listen to your body, make this your practice. So make any variations that are comfortable and safe. So I'm going to keep my legs apart, going to open the heart and just work into the shoulder. So you can just bring yourself towards the mat. You can come onto the forehead or the chin. We're just going to come into the breath for a few moments. And as you breathe in, just feel that space in the ribs. Breathing all the way out. And just notice how you're feeling right here, right now. And maybe you want to sigh out the first few exhales. Can you feel that length in the body? Feel that space and openness. And as you inhale, I want you to externally rotate the arms and bring the palms to face the ceiling. So just sit with that feeling for a while. And just slowly return the hands back to the mat. And I want you to breathe into the back of the body as well. So feel that space, feel that stability in the pelvis and the lower back. And when you're ready, I want you to take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly walk your hand over to the right side. So we're breathing into the left side body. You can take hold of the left wrist to create some more of a stretch. You can draw that left hip down towards the hips. Feel that breath all the way in through the left side body as well. Slowly come back to center on inhale. And what I want you to do now, take a couple of breaths here and slowly coming up on the inhale, bring yourself into your tabletop position. We're going to work one side first. So I want you to keep the hands nice and spread out, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And let's take a few cat-cow breaths. So as you inhale, tilt the pelvis towards the back. So when you feel it dipping forward, belly's going towards the back, shoulders coming in towards the spine, gaze comes up. As you exhale, reverse that motion, draw the belly up towards the spine, round the shoulders, gaze comes down. Just flow through a few of these and breath. You feel that nice fluid movement in the spine. And I've been focusing more on this movement, especially because we're working from home, many of us. There is that danger of sitting down too long and you get that compression in the spine. So it's nice just to do a bit of this, a bit of stretching. Okay, that's brilliant. Take a couple more. I want you to slowly bring yourself back into child's pose, just to rest the arms and the wrists for 3 breaths. When you're ready, you want to come up into our downward facing dog. So nice strong hands, drawing the heels towards the mat. Bend the knees if you need to. So let's bend the knees, pedal the feet. Externally rotate the upper arms. You're going to take 3 lion's breaths. I'm going to try something different. I want you to take that left leg and take it up in the air. Flex that foot nice and strong. I want you to bend the left knee and bring the left foot so it's over that right thigh. As if you're coming into pigeon pose when we're lying down. And then I want you to keep that left foot flat. Start swiveling yourself. Lift that left hand off the mat. You're coming into your side plank. And you want to adjust that left foot to bring it to the inside of that right thigh. Okay, if you want to go deeper, you can bring knee to nose and knee to elbow even, like so. Your choice. Keep that right hand nice and strong. Let's take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, release that left hand to the mat, come back into that position, shoot that left leg into the air. You can come into down dog, or you can flow through a 3-legged vinyasa like so. So coming forward into 3-legged pattern, lowering down and coming back into downward facing dog. Breathe into the spine, nice and strong into the pelvis. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, one more inhale. As you exhale, we're going to drop the knees and we're going to come back into child's pose. We're taking care of the wrist here, so making sure to take adequate breaks between each little set. We're going to slowly walk ourselves over to the left side of the mat. So you can take hold of the right wrist with the left hand and breathe into that right side body, your choice. You can draw that right hip towards the heels for a nice deep stretch. We're going to take a couple more breaths. And I want you to slowly bring yourself back to center. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. We're going to slowly come back into our tabletop position. So we're just going to repeat this on the other side. So let's take a few cat-cow breaths. So tilt the pelvis, draw the belly down, shoulders come in. Take the gaze up. Exhale, reverse that motion. Nice and fluid in the spine. If you want to mix up, you can go from side to side. Figure away. Cows are brilliant. Work into the whole body. Just take a couple more and slowly come back into your child's pose. So we're just taking a few breaths. You can use this as a chance to rest the wrists. When you're ready, taking a couple more breaths here. And let's slowly come back into our downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Take a breath of the feet and the knees. Feeling nice and strong in the back as well. And this time I want you to lift that right leg in the air. And we're going to bend that knee and we're going to bring it over that left thigh. So remember, when you come into side plank, you need to adjust that right foot. So slowly lift that right hand off, bring yourself to side plank, and you can lift that foot to the inside of the thigh. It's a strong pose, so make adjustments to the feet. Option to do knee to elbow. And exhale as we slowly come back into plank. Option to come back into 3-legged dog. Forward into 3-legged plank. Lower it down through your 3-legged chaturanga. Move back into downward facing dog. Deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to drop the knees and we're going to come back into child pose for a few breaths. Really taking care of the wrists down. When you're ready, I want you to slowly start coming up. So stay in your kneeling position. You can tuck the toes if you want to and sit on the heels. And we're going to inhale, we lift the arms up, take the gaze up. Exhale to release. Inhale. Exhale. So working into the neck as well. Just taking 2 more. Nice. Let's take a few shoulder rolls. both directions. And then I want you to lift the hips up so the hips are above the knees. You can untap the toes, it's your choice. Place the hands on the back, support the lower back, and we're just going to come gently into a back bend. Now you can do this, or if you want to, you can inhale to lift the right arm up, coming towards the heels, and the same with the left hand. It's your choice. We're coming into a back bend. When you want to come out of it, just slowly support the lower back as we lift up. Wow, it's quite strong, isn't it? It's nice. I'm going to slowly walk the hands back, lift the hips up, coming into your downward facing dog. Now you can stay here for 5 breaths, or if you want to, you can lower the elbows, working into the triceps. When you're ready, we're all going to take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, take the gaze between the hands and slowly walk the feet towards the hands. We're coming to the top of the mat and we're going to come into our ragdoll. So you can bend the knees if you need to. And just swing it out, shake it out. Whatever you need. Just relax the back. Just let gravity do this. I want you to slowly start bending into that right knee. Place the right hand on the mat. Inhale as we lift that left arm up for a nice little twist. You can take the gaze up if that's available. Breathe in, breathe out. That right shoulder nice, strong. Exhale to release. Let's take it over to the left. Take the right arm up. And exhale to release. Just bring yourself to wherever the hand meets, whether it's the big toes, knees, the thigh. You can go deeper and you can bring the hand all the way onto the feet, giving your wrists a nice little massage. Palms facing the feet. Inhale. Exhale to release. Inhale to release. Exhale to release. Remember, if you've got any hamstring tightness or anything in the lower back, just bend the knees. You don't need to go all the way down. When you're ready, we're going to slowly start coming all the way up. Take your time, lead with the chest. Keep that bending. Just take the hands all the way up to the sky. Come onto the tiptoes. Nice big stretch. And release. Just shake it all out. And we're going to slowly make our way into our mountain pose. So you can bring the feet together or you can keep them apart. Take a look at your feet, lift the toes up, spread them out and bring them back to the mat. Have a little bit of the weight shifted towards the heels. Nice neutral tailbone. Feel that length in the upper body. Chin is a little bit tucked in. And imagine it's some sort of piece of string pulling you up. Okay? Hands by the side, shoulders away from the ears. You can close down the eyes. Getting that ocean lights out. Inhale to rise. Take the belly up. Exhale. Let's fold forward from the hips, looking towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Arm last. Exhale, stepping back into plank pose. We're going to hold plank. Draw the heels away, nice and strong in the core. You can drop the knees at any point. Let's take a deep inhale together. As you exhale, start lowering down, bend those elbows. Don't go below 90 degrees. You can stop sooner and just untuck the toes and lift up for your upward facing dog. And exhale to come back to downward facing. So yeah, just be careful when you're lowering down in chaturanga. The idea is that you go down about 90 degrees. I don't go down that far, so I'm taking care of my shoulders. You can always come down a little bit less. And again, with the same dog, you can, or you can lower the elbows and lift. That's just to create that workout for the triceps. Really good for the upper body. It's just, I'm working on my triceps a bit. That's why I'm doing it. Wow. But try to do these poses with honesty. So if you are doing these dolphin push-ups, try and keep the stable pose throughout the body. Wow. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands. I want you to step or walk feet to hand. Inhale for your halfway lift. So check your alignment now. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise through Hastha, gaze up. Exhale to release. So take a few moments here. Remember, it's a strong practice. You want to take care between the segments. So for the next bit, we are going to work through another vinyasa flow, but we're going to add a few bits to it like we normally do. And as I was saying to those of you that were here at the beginning, we're going to play around with lizard a little bit. So I'll give you options. So let me just give you those options now, actually. That might be easier. So I hope you can see me a bit better. So you're coming into your downward facing dog. And then say you start with the right, you lift that right leg up. You can bend the knee and bring the foot to the outside of the right hand. You can drop that back knee or keep it lifted. You can add a little twist. You can peel that right foot off. So you're just coming onto the outer edge of that right foot. Just a different thing for the hips. But watch the hips. It might not be suitable for everyone. That's one option. You can come further down to the forearms. Again, watch the hips. The other option is you can bring the hand to the outside of the foot, shuffle the foot inside, so it's just sort of below the chest. Start rocking forward on that standing foot. And then I want you to, if you can, bring that right foot off the mat, bring it in towards the chest. Start leaning forward and see if you can lift that left leg off the mat. And then come back. So that's the option there. There is another one, which I'm not particularly strong on. It's another flying lizard. I'm going to show it to you, but it'll probably be really rubbish. So you bend that right knee. You start bending the elbows and you bring that right knee rather, on top of that left tricep. And then you bring the left cheek towards the mat and you open up both legs. Ooh. And that's the other option. So they're strong poses. They're strong for me, and I'm still working on them. Some people can do them a lot better. But it's good. It's just good to try this thing, so that's cool. So let's come back into Tadasana pose. Take Take the shoulders away from the ears, set your feet up again, check you're nice and grounded. Arms by the side. You just have your hands going a little bit forward. Just going to soften the base. Gently open the eyes if they're closed. We're going to inhale to rise. Take the gaze up nice and tall through the upper body. Exhale, let's fold forward from the hips. Taking the hands towards the mat. Inhale for your halfway lift. Hands on the shins or the knees or the thighs. Exhale, we're going to slowly bring the hands to the mat and step back into our plank pose. Draw the heels away nice and strong. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bend those elbows in towards the body. Untuck the toes. Lift the chest up, nice and open with the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to add a couple of bits before we come into lizard. So I want you to inhale, lift that right leg in the air. And I want you to bend the knee and bring the right knee to the nose. And lift. And I want you to bring the right knee to the nose again. Tap the mat and lift 3 times. We're just working into the core here. Nice 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Come into your version of this for a few breaths. You can have a go at a couple of different ones. The choice is yours. I think I'm just going to come onto my forearms. And just be careful, this is a very strong hip opener. So just do what's right for you. If you're trying the flying lizard version, it can be scary, but I think what you need to try and do is get that pivot point. So leaning forward and lifting that leg up. It does help you with that balance. But it can be scary to do that lean forward. So let's just take a couple more breaths. I want you to slowly come back to flat hands if you're not already there. Tuck the back toes if you need to. Lift that knee off if you need to. And we're going to shoot that right leg all the way up. And we're going to stack the right hip over the left. And you can drop back into wild. Your choice. And we're going to meet back in 3-legged dog or downward facing dog. If you want, you can run through a 3-legged vinyasa. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to bend the knees and bring yourself into child's pose. So we're just going to take a few resting breaths. Really taking care of the wrists. Take a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. You can stay here or you can lower the elbows, working into the triceps, your choice. So you're going to stay here for 3, for 2, for 1. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands. We're going to step or walk feet to hands. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise through Hastasana. Exhale to release. So just take a few moments. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. But because it's quite strong on the wrist, I think it's really important to have a little break between each set. Just take a few breaths, make your way slowly into your Hastasana. Set yourself up. Let's lift those toes, spread them out, bring them back to the mat. And just keep the tailbone nice and neutral and shift a little bit more weight towards the heels. Let's take the shoulders away, arms down, bones. Keep the face nice and relaxed. Take a few more moments here. And inhale to rise. Exhale, let's fold forward from the hips, taking it towards the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let's step back into plank. Nice and strong. Draw the heels away. Take deep inhale. Exhale as we lower it down. And the elbows are hugging it towards the ribs. Untuck the feet. Open the heart. Downward facing dog. We're going to inhale that left leg in the air. Let's bring that knee to the nose. And lift. We're going to bring the knee to the nose. So we're going to tap and tap and tap and lift. And then from here, I want you to bend that left knee, bring the left foot outside the left hand, and come into your version of this for a few breaths. I'm going to have a go at flying lizard on this side. You're doing that. You just walk that foot in a little bit towards the center of the mat. Rock back and forth on the ball of the other foot. I don't think I can do it on this side, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, just about. Woo. Yeah, I think I'm a bit stronger on my right side with that. I think it's because I've practiced more on my right side. You sometimes find that if you're stronger on one side, you just tend to use that side more. But I would suggest that you try just stepping out of your comfort zone a bit, maybe trying that weaker side. Just taking about 3 more breaths, wherever you are. And when you're ready, we're going to come back into our flat hands. And I want you to shoot that left leg all the way up. You can drop that foot at any point. Or we can step the hips. And coming into wild thing on the other side. Then we're going to come back into your 3-legged dog. Remember, you can come into down dog or child pose at any time. If you want to go on a bit, you can come forward into 3-legged plank. Bend those elbows. Open the heart. Downward facing dog. And you can drop the elbows got to work the triceps. We are going to come into child's pose again, so don't worry. Let's drop the knees. Woo! Come back into child pose. It's really strong on the wrist, so let's take care, guys. So let's just take a couple more breaths. When you're ready, slowly coming up, bring yourself back into a downward facing dog. Lift those hips up. Taking a couple of breaths here, nice and big. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take one more together. Feel that back, nice and strong. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands. Step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to plant. Now we're going to inhale to rise. Take the gaze up. Exhale to release. Nice, everyone. We're going to do a little bit of standing because I think we've used the wrists quite a lot, and then we'll slowly come down to the mat. Just take a few moments. We're going to run through a little bit of balancing on the legs. Now, what I want you to remember, to try not to, if you're in your standing pose, try not to lock out that standing hip, because that will cause long-term damage around the hip area. So what I want you to do, we've done this before, is to really work into that sort of middle glute area of the standing hip. Okay, so keep it nice and strong. Let's just take a few more moments. Just going to run through a little mini sequence on both sides. So just bring yourself to the top of the mat. And I'm going to start by having my left leg as my standing leg. So I'll demonstrate it that way. You can do the other one if that suits you. And I want you to bring the hands to the hips first of all. And just press into that standing glute to activating it. And I want you to slowly start bringing that right knee in towards the chest. You could take it and hug it. Remember to work into that left glute, keep it nice and strong. If you want, you can take hold of the big toe, and you can bring that leg out. You can keep it straight and bend whatever you need. You can take it out to the side. You can bring it back to the middle. And I want you to slowly release it and start taking it all the way behind you, coming into your warrior three. And lift that left leg off, that right leg off. Don't worry if you wobble. Don't worry if you fall. You can take the arms in front or behind. And then I want you to slowly start coming all the way up. Remember to engage that left glute. Bring that right knee into the chest again. You can hug it in. Give it a nice squeeze. And then slowly I want you to bring that right foot to the inside of that left leg. So whether it's the thigh, the knee, the shin, you can guide it there with the hands. And we're going to come into tree pose. Bring the hands to heart center. And again, standing here. You can release that tree if it's available. You can sway it around. Slowly bring the hands to heart center. And gently release. And shake it out. That's strong, isn't it? You can feel it on that standing leg. And just give yourself a little bit of a shake. There we go. And we're going to just move on to the other side. So take your other side and I want you to press into the other glute. Tap it nice and active. You'll bring the hands to the waist. I'm slowly going to lift the other leg off. Bring that knee into the chest. Hug it in if you want. And you've got the option of taking on a big toe. You can straighten it out. You can release that hand if you want. You can take it out to the side. Bring it back to the middle. And gently release. And let's start taking it behind us. Keep that right hip nice and strong. Now we're coming into warrior 3, the other side. And remember to keep your gaze ahead of you at a nice point. Or somewhere in front of you. When you're ready, slowly coming back. You can bring that knee into the chest. Bit of a nice hug. And then set up the tree pose on the other side. So just guide that left foot in a safe space. And bring the hands to heart center. You're doing really well, everyone. We're almost coming towards Shavasana. And you can release that tree at any point. You can wave it around. When you're ready, slowly bring the hands to the heart center and release. And just shake it all out. Right, guys, we're going to come towards the mat. So I want you to bring the feet back to squat. Slowly start lowering down to a good squat. You can come to staying in this position for a few breaths. You can have a go at crow pose. So hands on the floor. Have a little go, shuffle the feet back, come onto the tiptoes. Tap the knees in towards the upper arms. So they can be a little bit towards the elbows, but you don't want them to be like right on the elbows. Have a little go at shifting the weight forward. You can lift one foot off at a time. Lift, lift, lift. It will help them with balance. Okay, so just have a go if you want. You don't have to do it. And when you're ready, I want you to slowly bring your bum to the mat. And I want you to come into your butterfly pose just for a few moments. So bring the feet together and open them out as if you were reading a book. Safe gap between the groin and the heels. Lift and lengthen through the upper body. Hinge forward, nice and neutral. Deep inhale, exhale to fold. Just sigh out here. Slowly come up on in now. Got a couple of minutes left. Let's draw the knees in towards each other. I want you to come onto your elbows first of all. Create that length in the upper body before you come all the way into your final Shavasana. So let's bring those arms away, legs away. Squeeze everything, including the face, and release. So we'll be here. we're just going to start deepening the breath. And let's slowly start wriggling the fingers and the toes. Let's rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. Taking a nice big stretch. And just take any other little movements that you need. And I want you to meet me in our comfortable seated position. Maybe in about 4 or 5 breaths. Keep the eyes closed and the face soft. And you can bring the hands to heart center or rest them on the knees. And we're going to end today's practice with our 3 clearing breaths. I want to thank you for joining me in today's practice. And I want to thank you in joining me on trying something that's a bit different and a bit fun. And it's always quite cool to step outside your comfort zone. And just remember, if you don't get it the first time, just try again. Let's bring the thumbs up to the third eye. The inner light in me will always honor the inner light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for today's practice. Thanks very much, everyone. I hope that was all right.
Thanks, Shabnam.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care, guys.
And you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.